The 96th hour of Adventurers Wanted Rebellion.
Yeah!
Thank you very much. My name is Leo. I'm going to be your games master for this, the last hour of today, and indeed my last solo hour. There we go. This is not technically a relaxed performance, but we do have a relaxed attitude to sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of those that would struggle to stay still or silent for an entire hour. The lights are going to stay exactly like this, and the reason it's not technically relaxed is there will be music and also sound effects from Wilhelm at the back. If you do feel like we can help you with anything, please do get the attention of our stage manager, Naomi, who's just behind your right shoulders there. And if you... Just you. Yay, stage managers. Stage managers are amazing people. And if you do feel like you need to step out at any point, feel free to duck out the door that you came in through and ask a sweet staff member to readmit you when you're ready to join us again. So, what is this? This is a tabletop role-playing game, which means that the four people on my left and right play individual, unique characters in a fantasy setting. As the game master, I control the fantasy setting, so I decide what happens, what decisions the allies make, their enemies, and indeed the weather, if it becomes appropriate. To try and keep things kind of fair between interactions, we use dice. The most common die you'll hear us rolling is the D20, or the 20-sided die, or an icosahedron if you're feeling very nerdy. In general, high numbers are better, low numbers are worse. Anything above a 20 tends to be really impressive, whereas a critical failure can happen when you roll a 1 on the dice, and no matter how easy the thing that you were trying to do should be, you fluffed it somehow. Basically. So, as I was saying, this is our 96th hour, which means that we have 95 hours of backstory. This is not the same show every hour. It's a concurrent story. It's a plot that continues. So let me catch you up on the salient points. The characters were members of a rebellion, hence the name of the show. The people that they rebelled against were this evil imperial cult that forced them to mine a mysterious ore for 5 years and was trying to strip mine their entire planet. This ore they have discovered over the last 95 hours has mysterious time-bending, spatial bending, and also explosive properties, depending on how you treat it. So it blows up and it sends you through time and space. They overthrew the cult, kicked them out of their city, kicked them out of their capital, kicked them off the country, kicked them off the planet, and then decided to chase them interdimensionally through a portal to make sure that the cult never came back and attacked anybody else again. This led them to the Nexus, a clockwork construct in the center of the universe with a great monolithic crystal through the center of it. This crystal has also been worshipped as a god by some of the people who are living on the Nexus, and they are currently communing with the crystal. Here's the important bits. This is where we're going to pick up in a moment. The players are trying to entreat the crystal, beg the crystal, for a portal to get them home. However, this portal it can only be earned by listening to the crystal's points, essentially, and going through a certain number of challenges. This is what the players have been doing this morning. Where we last left off, the players had to fight 2 crystal golems, and Kess, who we'll meet in a moment, was severely injured and lies almost dying on the floor. That's where we're going to pick up in just a moment. Outside the crystal, a final battle between the evil, monstrous leader of the cult, this flying eye monster, and indeed the players' allies, is stopped in time until they have finished communing with this crystal. Whew. And breathe. I'm really sorry, that was a lot. I hope if you do have any questions, please do ask. Like I say, we're fairly relaxed here, and it's fair to be confused. You've come in hour 95. So, starting on my right here, tell us your name, your character's name, your pronouns, and give us a little bit about where they're at the moment, who they are.
Sure. Well, where they're at is nearly dead. My name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns. My character's name is Kess, who uses she, her pronouns. She is a human monk. Very kind, very lovable, bit dim.
A bit dim. Okay, Bex.
Hi, my name is Bex. I use she, her pronouns. My character's name is Thatchy Moon. They are an Orc Ranger. They use they, them pronouns. The Orc Rangers are fairly standard. Think World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings, literally any fantasy thing. Very, very standard. Thatchy has, due to some wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey nonsense, been aged exponentially because of the ore that they're quite afraid of. And they're currently not looking the best that they've ever looked in terms of after the fight. So I think they're just coming to terms with life a little bit at the moment.
Jamie.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I am a he, him, and so is my character Barksby, a Firbolg druid. Firbolg being a half cow person that stands 7 to 8 foot tall, and the druid being nature magic. I'm a T-Rex right now.
Yeah.
It's true, he is a T-Rex right now. He changed his form to help fight the golems in the last hour.
And I ate one of them.
Yeah.
Like I said last hour, some dinosaurs digested stones to help with that. Sorry, carry on, Tim.
I'm Tim. I use he, him pronoun. That is my character, Thaddeus Keir, who's a sorcerer. And he's actually human, which is quite rare around here, to be honest. But the T-Rexes and everything. And
I mean, you're still rare. Two of you is still rare.
Fair. It's like last year with sailors.
And it's
he, him for both of us.
Yeah.
And I've just got injured while trying to save poor Kez over there.
Right.
As she lay dying.
You made it work.
Yeah.
It was an accident.
Thaddeus came over and tried to give some first aid to Kess and accidentally tore the wound a little bit wider. So where we're going to pick up is Thatchy actually stands over Kess, ready to use her primitive sort of not...
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not...
I am not a healer.
I mean, it is. It's not her speciality.
Yeah.
Healing magic.
It's primitive, that's all.
It would
What's
be
wrong with that?
Right. I'm going to stand above Kess, the dying body of my friend and fellow ally. I'm going to punch him, and I'm going to put healing into them using my fist.
I told you it wasn't technical.
Yeah, it is relatively primitive. I'm punching you back to life. Oh, not very well. That is a total of 11.
So Thatchy, as you come up to Kess lying on the floor, Thaddeus is in the way, desperately trying to stem the wounds, and you go, get out of the way, get out. Clear!
I budge him away, and I just turn and be like, it's all right, buddy. We'll get you back soon.
And suddenly life comes back to Kess, and you start breathing again, your eye opens.
Oh, thank goodness, it's time's normal again.
And there's a T-Rex and an orc.
Oh, hi, Bugsby.
And, yep.
So used to it now.
The voice in your head, the voice of the crystal that you've been communing with this whole time, speaks.
I can't hear this voice, right?
Speaks up. Would you like to try and save again?
14.
14, yes, you can hear this voice.
Who's in my head?
Well, it says... Is the party satisfied? Or do you require more combat?
No!
No, we're satisfied. Very
Good.
Absolutely
satisfied.
Very
This
happy,
was,
thank you.
thank you
Is this
very much.
normal?
I'm glad I am not boring you. And there's a flash of white light fills all of your eyes, and you are suddenly stood. Kess, you didn't get up, but now you are suddenly stood in a completely different part of this crystal. All around you, for miles up and down, all you can see is this green glass crystalline structure.
Oh, we're in the crystal.
You are.
That makes sense now.
The shards of it...
You're still a T-Rex?
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense now, T-Rex friend.
The shards of it that you're walking on are so clear that you can't... It's unnerving because you can't even see the floor as you step on it, as you walk along. And there are 4 figures in front of you.
What do they look like?
Well,
Can I roll a perception check?
as you get close... So you'd have to roll a perception check to look from here, or you can just get closer, Thaddeus.
I'll keep my distance.
Okay,
That's what sorcerers do, and they live longer.
it's true.
Like 4. I'm not even in the room yet.
All these flashes of white light are giving you a real migraine.
A bit of a migraine. Like.
I roll a 10 and add 1 bonus. I get 11 in total.
11. Barksby, what's your call? What are you doing as a T-Rex?
I'm gonna go over and sniff it out.
Okay. The three of you can just see these mysterious humanoid figures, fairly dark, shrouded, which is unusual considering the light that you've got.
Can I walk over?
In there. So, the T-Rex goes first, followed by Kess. The T-Rex, Barksby, as you stomp over to these 4 figures, you can see in a line that they are you and your friends. In front of you is yourself as Barksby, not yourself as Barksby T-Rex. Except there's something different.
T-Box?
Your arm, which you're used to being sort of a construction of mould, of moss, that represents almost your communion with nature, is stone, and corrupt ore is woven into your very body. Your veins look poisoned with green, and your eyes are dead and angry as you look down on your own self, but as a T-Rex, you're really big. Thatchy, you yourself are younger. Back to the self that you started this adventure as, but your teeth are canine and pointed. Your skin is sort of twisted, and the ore has poisoned your veins as well. As you're looking underneath your greyish-greenish skin, there is a tinge that you know all too well, because your war tribe fell to this corruption, and you look very much like a cold orc from before. Kess, what would you look like if you were corrupted?
Much the same.
Much the same. But with a slight tinge to the pallor on your cheeks, paler and deeper sockets in your eyes, sort of gaunt almost. Yeah. And Thaddeus, how, if you were fully corrupted by the ore that you've been fighting against for 95 hours, how would you appear?
I think my veins would be very visible.
Yeah.
Corrupted. I have magic flowing through me, and if it's corrupt, it would definitely look different.
Yeah. And it's almost like you can see the entire circulation system up your neck and around your ears, up your arms, as you stand there in not your normal robes, but in green and red robes that you are aware of as being the uniform of the cult that you've been fighting against.
Can we all see each other's as well? Or just
yes, you can all see each other's.
Guys?
Is this part of the great balance?
I'm going to start walking forwards with my 4, so I still haven't seen this.
There you are.
Great.
So the 4 of you, I presume, Thaddeus, you join them as well?
Yes.
Yep. So the 4 of you face off against your corrupt doppelgangers. They do not move. They are stood there almost inanimate. They're almost like statues, but they are very real.
Hi? Hello? Hello?
The only thing you get in response is that voice in your head again, Kess. It goes, your quest has been to clear your world of the ore and the corruption.
Yeah.
What would you sacrifice if I could make this happen? Understand, I exist to the side of your timeline. I see it all, look down on it as it happens simultaneously. I could alter things. If you wish to take this corruption into yourself, you can save your world from it.
Just me?
Each of you has this choice. Your friends, your families, can become one with the same corruption that touches my strands in your world. And if you do this, then my strands will be clear. But history will change.
So, right. So if the 4 of us do this, it's all gravy.
And it is the last test.
Oh, I'm game. Let's do this.
But we need balance in our world, I think.
Maybe you just chill out for 1 second. Maybe like
It doesn't happen, that's awesome. I'm so
One
game
at a
for
time,
that.
guys. One at a time. For the sake of the stream.
If we do this and therefore it doesn't hurt any of our friends, awesome. We did what we came to do.
If this is another version of us from a different world, then we're just condemning a different world to this fate.
Are we? Voice in head? Crystal dude?
There's no response.
Well, without knowing that, I'm not doing it either.
I'm concerned. Surely, if we took out all the corruption out of our world, there'd be no challenge for us, and our history would be changed.
Yeah, but
Challenge can forge us and move us on to greater things.
yeah, but without the ore, none of that stuff would have happened, and everyone would be fine. And wasn't that kind of the point of all of this?
But since we've been here, we've learned that we need both aspects to create a balanced, harmonious universe.
Have we?
The T-Rex nods its head.
Boxby, are you gonna stay as a T-Rex for this? Okay.
You
Thanks
see,
for your help.
the grain of sand helps the oyster make the pearl.
That is really beautiful.
That's
man.
really good. Sorry. Well impressed.
That's lovely.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I mean,
Thatchy would like to go up to themselves, their other self,
Sure.
and have a look and see if they're wearing the amulet that nearly corrupted them previously.
Okay. Roll an investigation check. Are you touching yourself? Stop it.
Yeah, I think so. 13. Yeah, probably.
So as you
But it's a weekend, you know.
you can't, guys. Guys,
Opposite number.
you can't quite see just from looking.
Yeah.
So you have to move your collar out of the way, but there is indeed a necklace around your neck,
it's
a
the-
string, and as you pull it up, your corrupted self doesn't respond.
Okay.
And yes, indeed, you are wearing an amulet with that strange symbol that we had before that looks a little bit like a question mark with two legs.
Yeah. I'm
Two
gonna
little
pull
tentacly legs.
my one out of my pack because I still have one.
Yep, one shattered, but
Yep.
you had two. Yeah, I remember.
And I'm just gonna hold it and kind of think and have a look at their amulet, my amulet. Are they
They look different.
They're different
They are-
amulets, but
They're
the same
obviously
thing.
different, but yeah, they are made to be of the same series, as
Yeah.
it were. Limited edition.
Okay, Thatcher, you're gonna have to explain this to me again because so if we say yes, there's no corruption where we're from, but you think it's gonna go somewhere else?
Well, there's always corruption somewhere.
Is there?
Yes.
And the point is, says the voice,
Huh.
the point is that the corruption would still exist, but in you. There will still be balance, and I am glad Thaddeus and Barksby have learned this lesson. But the balance would be at the sacrifice of your own lives.
As in we die, or as in we become these corrupted peeps?
The latter.
What about the portal? Like, is that gonna happen anyway?
The portal is your reward. And as this is said, the wall or the space behind the four that you were looking at clears, becomes translucent, and you realize that you are stood once again looking out on that massive cog-like hall where you appeared in the Nexus. You can see the frozen scene of battle that's about to begin between the cult and your allies, and you can see Copper holding its arms out and holding this spell in place. Concentration sweating down its forehead. For the audience, Copper looks a little bit like a small girl in a large plate armor, very large plate armor suit. As you watch, there is a bead of energy which begins to spin and becomes slowly bigger, just the other side of the glass, the crystal. And through this, you swear you can see trees.
So we did it, the portal's open.
We still have a choice to make.
We haven't done it yet.
The choice that remains in front of you, Kess, is whether to change all of the pain that happened before. By bringing some of the corruption into yourself, you could change what happened at Goldcrest, your capital.
Oh, yeah. That's
You could change what happened at Lee Glen.
Yeah.
You could change what happened at the Battle of Holmwood. It need not happen at all. The balance would be at the sacrifice of your own life.
But the portal's still open. Oh, because time would change. Everything would change. Everything would change.
Yes. The crystal was outside of time, not in time.
And do we all need to make the same choice?
The party must be in agreement.
I have an intelligence score of 9.
10 being average.
Don't let that worry you.
I'll come out, T-Rex.
Thank you.
The T-Rex form finally shrinks back down to be the mere 7 foot tall Barksby cow-like
Mere
person.
7 foot tall.
That was the joke, yeah.
7'8".
7'8". Oh, my mistake. With the moss-like arm.
If we were to choose to be corrupted, would we be healed and changed, or would we be corrupted here?
This I cannot say. I think it would depend on the choice of your allies in the past. Perhaps you would die in the war.
Because there'd still be a war, because the 4 of us would be in charge of it.
Before, you were not here, Kess, but before there was a demonstration. The war was always to happen. No matter how much ore or crystal would be in the world, how much purification or corruption, the war was always fixed. How it happens, the details are different.
But our world would be totally A-OK.
Indeed.
But what about the rest of the universe? Do you want to be responsible for laying waste to that, personally?
No.
My tendrils stretch throughout known existence.
So the choice is... Playing dumber than myself is tough. So the choice is to either make sure everything at home is fine, but we're screwed, as is the rest of the universe, but it was anyway,
Yep.
or not.
You're getting it.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Is she?
That sounds like the answer's no, right?
What would happen if we were destroyed? As part of having the corruption in us, would the corruption spread elsewhere, as to keep the balance?
The corruption would spread to you.
If we die,
You're missing
with
a
corruption,
no, because the war is always going to happen. If you are about to win the battle that happens outside, then one side will win. And corruption will always balance itself out elsewhere. Chaos and order must be in key with each other.
So we can't win.
no,
We can win this bit, but the fight's ongoing forever.
we will only
I am giving you a choice to change some details. That is all.
Which would save all our friends.
possibly.
Arguably.
We would be the ones starting the war. We wouldn't have friends to start with.
But we wouldn't be there, because that would be back home, and there'd be no corruption at home. That was the whole point.
No, but there would be no corruption in the ground, so no mining. So, but we would be the corruption. So therefore, we would be the engines driving the machine of war, and we would be the new neo-Nazi Hitler.
Do you know what that is?
What?
I have no idea what that is.
Roll! Nosebleed!
Hang on. Crystal dude, just a quick clarification.
Cthulhu would always go to your world. For my tendrils stretch throughout the universe, and they want them.
I'm beginning to think that Cthulhu is on my side.
Then I feel like I'm doing my job right.
Hang on.
Cthulhu's just encouraging the balance.
Crystal dude, would we know? Would we be aware of what had happened? So we'd be like,
No.
we'd be able to. Oh.
So what you're saying is that Cthulhu,
I mean, it doesn't matter.
is just an envoy of balance.
I think they both are, in different ways.
Oh, this really hurts my head, Cass.
I'm barely keeping it together.
How are you two thinking? I feel like I've been looking this way for a long time. How are you two feeling?
I'm leaning towards not getting corrupted. I think we should keep what's happened has happened. We know that's a definite.
Yeah.
If we change everything, who knows what it might become? And I'm concerned about what happens if you suddenly get an ideal society. Does it actually achieve anything in the end? If everyone's absolutely happy and smiling?
Also, the four of us would like be there, and
And
would
we-
then corrupt the whole thing anyway.
Yes.
Well, very
Or-
high
or
opinion of
somewhere
yourself,
else.
Cass.
Yeah, I'm awesome.
We would have the awesome power of corrupting Cthulhu on our side. So,
Yeah.
We are far easier to beat than what we beat before.
That's also true.
However, right now, if we keep...
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
if
I
we
can
keep the-
shoot like 2 arrows, right?
You
If
might
we-
become a bit more powerful. You don't
If
know.
we keep the corruption in our world, it will eventually be purified by the forests and that nonsense.
Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
take time, but it will happen.
Yes, so previously we have seen that the magic forest Oakenbramble next to Holmwood has the power to purify this corruption. But the truth that you're starting to glean now is that that's not without a cost itself.
The trees become corrupt.
Yeah.
So
So-
the trees die, and then the corruption gets off.
And
We-
indeed,
we-
indeed, one of your friends, Evan, who Thatchy
Don't.
definitely had a connection with, gave up her essence to be part of that thing that becomes corrupted in order to stop nature from becoming corrupted.
Hey, Crystal dude.
Yes. Must
Could-
you call me dude?
Sorry, Crystal fella guy. Are you a dude? I don't know what you are.
I have never considered my own gender.
I feel like that is
I don't-
insignificant in this moment.
I don't think it is of any consequence to me.
Could we do the opposite?
What do you mean?
Well, you've shown us our totally corrupt selves, right?
Yes.
We're not perfectly pure. He's got fungus for an arm. Is there an alternative? Could we
Mix and match.
mix some?
You want to remove corruption from whom? From yourselves and put it into other people.
No, that's a terrible idea.
I mean, that seems like what the opposite of what I'm offering you is.
What if one of us does it?
Can I just, in the background, cast a healing spirit at 4th level to heal
Sure.
everyone?
So as you're listening to this discussion happen, your vines extend themselves, and you build this huge spiritual tree, which gives a healing essence to anyone who's within
It would be
range.
30d6 with a total duration. So.
Everybody goes back to their full hit
Yeah.
points because otherwise it's just a lot. It's a lot of rolling. We don't want that.
All right, Crystal person. Could one of us do it? Take all the corruption in, and then the others could deal with them.
There must be the corruption for the balance, right?
Yeah, but if one of us takes the corruption out, right? If one of us says, right, we'll take the corruption out of the world, and then they're all corrupt and stuff, then the other guys, you three, you're right here, could, take them out, and then all the corruption's gone. Hey,
That sounds like cheating somehow.
I don't know, it's just an idea.
You end up somewhere, surely.
If all the party are in agreement, if it is the will of the party, then I have the power to make this choice, yes.
I feel this is a bad idea.
I feel like it's a bad idea too, but I don't like the other options either.
I mean, there is a third option. I can just let you go, leave this place, and rejoin your battle outside.
Can you let us rest with it?
You have as much time as your copper friend can help you get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's concentrating real hard. She's 7. Okay. We could just leave it. Go outside, fight a beholder.
What?
Sounds like the safer
I
option if
missed
there's one
that
around.
as there being an option, but okay.
Yeah, it's outside. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
great, great.
If we just don't do anything and don't take this, then everything
Thatchy was
that's
fully
happened
aware
happened.
of that. Bex was kind of only half aware that was going on.
Because if that happens, if we just say thanks, Crystal, you're good, and then go back outside and do the fight, and whatever happens, we might win. Might not.
Might not.
But if we do the opposite and we all take all the corruption and then then time rewinds, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of rewriting history, and
No.
can we only put the corruption somewhere else? And that's not fair on the somewhere
Crystal?
else.
I could put it in people who aren't corrupted. So if you have friends and
No.
family, you would know. I didn't think so.
No,
No.
if I were to take the corruption,
Yeah.
what would that mean? Would time still restart?
You would never have been at Oakenbramble. You would have been on the other side of the war. You would have worked with your orc friends to stop the rebellion at Leeglen, and you would likely have died in that battle.
And if I had taken the corruption, what would have happened, do you think?
You also would never have been at Oakenbramble. But there is a multitude of druids on your worlds. It has been a very popular choice this year. Very little would change for you for the rest of the world, but you would likely have died in the first battle for Goldcrest. When it was liberated and the town square was destroyed by that Hulk.
Getting similar for me.
Yes, although you would have survived that battle. You yourself would have stayed on the island out to sea until the battle for Holmwood. You would have flattened Goldcrest alongside the Shoggoths, and you would have fought side by side Lady Mizoth, your leader, in the battle for Holmwood. And there you would have been eaten by a white dragon.
And you're sure this is what would have happened?
I can see many, many branches, but these seem to be the likely options.
There's no branch where we make it worse.
No. But in your place, many of your friends would not have been called at all. Many of the people 5 years ago that were corrupted by the god Cthulhu when he came to your world would still be with us. With you, not me. But not you yourself. You'd be dead. It's complicated.
It seems a really simple choice. Just leave.
Yeah,
Go
you
fight
can do
Beholder.
that.
Yeah.
What?
Go fight Beholder.
Sounds a simpler option at this rate.
Fighting Beholder does not seem like a simpler option.
Well, we can pledge loyalty to Cthulhu and see if it will believe us. We're almost there already, looking for the cosmic balance.
I don't see a downside.
What, to
I
doing
see
it?
many downsides.
If we're going to have no impact anyway, probably, right? Because we're just 4 people. But we weaken the cult in our own dimension to the point where, like, the people outside will definitely win what they're trying to do, and all of our friends are saved. That's the better option, isn't it?
Wait, hold on.
We don't know.
If there is no orc to corrupt the things, right? How would there be hulks? Would there be Gru?
There would be far fewer.
So, I see.
So
We're
we would be corrupting them.
You would be corrupt yourself. In their place.
yeah, we're taking some, but not all of it out. That's the point.
No, are we taking all of it out of the world, or are we taking...
No.
Some.
Between the 4 of you, you could manage a majority. But if just one of you makes this choice, and the rest of the party are happy with them making that choice, then you could take a little, yes.
To say we're just 4 people who've done nothing and affected nothing really negates the sacrifices of everyone who's allowed us to get to this point. The people who have died for the cause and to do this and to...
Understand, Thatchy Moon. From my perspective, I have to look very closely to see individual choices.
Cosmic scale would have 4 people. Sorry, 4 humanoids, you know what I mean.
Yep.
One human.
I'd say people.
Yeah.
Furbolgs are people too.
Didn't want to be peopleist.
One person can make all the difference.
And this is the choice I am giving you. Between the 4 of you, you can remove 80% of the corruption and reduce the amount of Grues and Manglers and Hulks that your people would have to deal with. Your people now. It wouldn't be your people then if you made the choice.
Because it's already happened.
Yes.
In a different space and time.
No.
It would just affect what's happening now. Everything that happened up to now would already happen because it's already happened. And what would happen now is that the forces that are arrayed against us would be weaker.
Yes.
So it would have happened anyway.
Would have changed as well. So.
The past will have changed. The past is the past. I know the decision you are about to make, and it has already happened.
What are we about to do?
No, I can't tell you that.
That would be
Got there just slightly
Nice
ahead
try,
of me.
yeah. Nice try, wasn't it?
My corrupted version is standing in front of me, yes?
Yes, pallid and gaunt, staring back at you, looking at nothing.
Can I look closely at it, investigate it?
Sure, what are you looking for?
Does it look happy?
Okay, roll an investigation check. I think actually this would be more insight.
Oh, good. I'm really good at that.
Are you?
Yep, 15.
Like, not particularly, but then it's difficult to tell. It's a slack, expressionless thing in front of you. It's a vision of yourself, not your actual self.
Crystal, can I talk to her?
No. She is you. That would be bending things a little bit too far. What do you wish to know, though?
How many people she killed?
Dozens.
That's not so bad on the cosmic scale of things.
No. A
think-
fleck.
Can I decapitate my vision?
You swing your sword through her neck,
Yeah, just a quick, not even looking. Just,
Yeah.
Like, that's not even beginning to be okay.
and it just passes through her neck. She is an illusion.
Would I still been a druid?
Yes.
Made my choice, guys. Ready to fight a beholder.
Okay. Are all the party in agreement?
Barksby, what say you? You're the closest I have to friend or family. I follow you.
So difficult.
I would have died the soonest of us all.
Yeah.
You would have
You
killed people on
still
the way.
will.
Ouch.
Actually, we would have killed people on the way. We would have done horrible things. We can't know exactly. And even if the crystal says it does know bits, it does know all the bits. It's a game.
How far do I throw the natural balance? Not the cosmic balance, but the natural balance of my world out.
People would have taken the place of your good if you were not there. The jobs you have done had to be done by somebody. And the truth is, if you did not do them, someone else would have.
That's what doesn't matter. I'm so confused, guys.
But we wouldn't have had the herb garden.
We wouldn't have had the herb garden,
Out of
this I agree.
character, do I want to play a new character tomorrow?
For the last 4 hours.
Yeah.
That would be a real cheap cop out, wouldn't it? No.
Yep. That's the name
I
of the
don't know
game.
what Barksby would do.
What would Barksby do?
What would
Barksby's
Barksby do?
Just get out a bracelet.
Barksby's confused.
Okay. Thaddeus has a point. He's right.
Thank you.
It's impossible to know. It's impossible to know exactly what would change, what wouldn't. What we're being offered here is a chance to maybe change something that may have made things better or worse, and we don't know. There's no way of knowing. There's too many options. We know what we're at right now, yeah? We know where we're at. We know what we're doing. We know what we're going to go out and defeat, and...
Well, that is comforting.
Is it? Have I missed something?
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off. Continue.
I'm unsure, so let's just do it, right? We know what we need to do. Let's go out there, let's defeat this thing, Yeah, there'll be bits of our world that suck. There were always bits of our world that sucked, man.
Would they all still be alive if I was corrupted?
Who's they?
People in the area right now. And how many of the rebellion would be saved?
So, let me show you. And as you watch the glass in front of you, the scene outside changes almost imperceptibly. Like, if you were looking away and then you look back, you wouldn't see the difference. But you see a couple of the faces that you've come to know and trust disappear, and in their place, they're replaced by people you've never met before.
So what you're saying is that...
And as you watch, some of the Gru and the horrific monsters on the right-hand side are replaced by humans and elves and dwarves, and there's less monstrosity, but the numbers are the same.
Doesn't matter. Like everything that's been inside this crystal, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. We're purifying it. It's been purified. It's been done. Now it's just going out to do the thing, you know? It's so elegant.
I think we should reject the offer and just go back.
I'm with Thaddeus here.
That is 2 for rejection and 2 abstentions so far.
So,
Barksby, I won't go without you.
one, there would be less people suffering from the mutations.
Yes.
There's so many more people, Barksby. There's so many more people fighting. The balance is the same. It's the whole point. Nothing we do really changes this much. The Beholder's still there. Whatever happens, we're fighting a big eye thing with a clockwork eye that appears to have time magic, man. That's going to happen whatever happens. Let's go and do it.
This decision's gonna suck. I really want to be a T-Rex the next few hours. Barksby takes the corruption.
No, I don't let you.
No, I'm not in favour of that.
Me neither.
I won't let you do that.
We got being
The party must be in alignment. Either you all agree with his decision, or you make him change his mind.
Barksby.
You have 5 minutes.
Okay, you know what? It's your choice. I respect that. Everyone gets their own choice, regardless whether I think it's right or wrong. If you want to do this, you do it. I'm in favour of him doing what he wants to do. I don't like it, but it's his choice, and I respect that.
Actually, don't look at me like that.
I can't turn and know that I've killed you.
That's
And who you are. I know we have all killed many. I know it is his choice.
Actually, if I don't, I won't be who I am.
We can't make someone's choice for them.
If I can give my life for a few more people to have free will and not to be those monsters, I will kill it.
But what if we don't succeed without you?
There'll be others. As it says, balance must be maintained.
Thatcher's just going to walk away.
Okay. Thaddeus?
Individual choice is all well and good, but what about the greater whole? Should we be fiddling with the balance of the universe?
We are whenever we do anything.
It's a cosmic level here. It's not just a small spell to make the room tidier, or we're talking about law and chaos and a
One
universal
being-
level.
One being is responsible for all this corruption. What's one person to make it a bit less?
If we really, really are set on doing this, you can do it.
Just... I don't know. They won't remember me as I am, will they?
No. If this is what is to happen, if it helps you, I recommend you say goodbye.
Please don't do this. Please don't do this.
So Barksby takes off his mushroom arm. And he splits it and gives one part to each of them. Look after it. That's all you'll have left of me.
Will this stick around?
The Barksby in front of you does not have a mushroom arm, it has a stone arm. Take of that what you will.
Can I... I've got a calligraphy set that I never use. If I write something down, it will go away, won't it? It'll just go away.
Almost certainly.
It depends on the details.
Still, we won't remember him, so it'll just be the three of us who came in here and about to exit, presumably.
But there never will have been a Barksby, will there? Okay.
Well, there would have been,
Not
but he would
the Barksby you know.
not the one we know.
Can I write a note to myself that says Barksby was once one of us? Just that, and put it in my pocket.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
I've written a note that might work. Best I can do.
I'm just gonna go up and hug him. With your one arm and a stump.
I'll keep away the corrupted arm.
Okay.
It's for the better.
Do you have to?
I don't have to, but choice is choice. And I will regret it for the rest of my days if I don't.
But there's a world we can build after.
You will still build it, just without me.
I don't know, man.
There'll be so many who won't be touched by the corruption if I take this. And you will have so many new friends, so many more people to trust. Numbers will still be the same, but you'll get to meet all these interesting people all over again.
I think we'll already know them, technically, but yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know how it works.
All right.
Just look after the plants.
For want of a better turn of phrase, the time has come.
Sad 5 man. Wrong hand. And I turn around and step back.
Yes.
The three of you, without Barksby, are ejected out of the crystal.
Oh no, there's one thing I wanted to do.
Oh, go on.
I was gonna take Barksby's head in my hands
Okay.
and I was gonna kiss him on the forehead and just say, I wanted to remember everyone who I have fought with, and I will not remember you now.
You've never fought with me.
I'm sorry that it has come to this.
Don't be. It's my choice.
I'd have liked to have you there after. And I kiss him and I leave.
Thaddeus, any final words for Barksby?
Big smooch.
It was good knowing you.
It's good knowing you too.
Okay.
Take care.
I've got a note that I'll remember.
The three of you step outside and, because we really are pushed for time now, the three of you step outside and are greeted by Copper. That conversation we will hear tomorrow. Barksby, the skies are red. You're in Goldcrest. You've travelled here just to pick up some herbs that you couldn't quite find in the forest. There's a crack out to the west. The very sky itself splits in two, and a great thing, 80 foot tall at least, with tentacles where a beard should be and wings like a dragon, steps out of the sky, and people are screaming all around you, but you cannot look away. It is beautiful. It is glorious. It is calling you. Are there any particular moments, really quickly, you'd like to talk us through?
So he would never have completed his sort of trial to become a druid proper. He would be a fledgling, and instead be taken down the warlock path, taking more of the eldritch heritage, and he will experiment and take what he can of the corrupt ore and make it part of himself. And eventually, at the Battle of Goldcrest, when his new creation, the Hulk, comes out and battles through, was riding on his back, sending out eldritch blasts and trying to defeat those
I probably killed you, didn't I?
And it was Kess that jumped up onto the side of the Hulk.
And splits me right in half, along with my creation at the same time. And if you would allow me,
Go on.
the last thing is that your Barbs just says, "Thank you." And I die.
Okay. Outside, there are fewer, for tomorrow for us, Chris, there are fewer eldritch monstrosities, and Barksby's choice has been felt by the universe. Detail only, but still a choice. And that is where we're going to have to leave today's Adventurers Wanted Rebellion. Thanks very much, guys. I know that was really chatty, lots of talking in that last one. But if you did enjoy the show, we've got the final battle, the big climax that we're I was so eloquent up until that point that we've been building to is going to be for the next for the 4 hours from 10:30, last doors 1:30 tomorrow. Tell everybody about it if you enjoyed it. We're on your social medias at Adventurers Wanted, on Twitch, on Instagram, on Facebook. We're live tweeting at Adventurers250, which is what Naomi's been doing on her laptop, just over your right shoulder there. If you can't come back tomorrow, you do want to know how it ends, Twitch and Twitter are where you want to go for that. We also have a Patreon page if you're watching us out on the interwebs, and a donate button on our website if you do want to support us. That'd be wonderful. We do this every month in London, and we're trying to bring D&D to a wider, more inclusive audience with our free play events that introduce people to the hobby. It's not always as heavy and horrible as that. It's quite often real fun. This is a fun game, guys. A fun game.
Get a t-shirt made there.
Yep. Very quickly before we say goodbye, I just want to hand over to our wonderful players to give them an opportunity to plug something that they're involved in. Bex.
Loud Poets, 9:30 Scottish Storytelling Centre. It's a game show. It's fun. It's painting and poetry and all. Yeah, good. Go watch that.
Chris, you're good. Tim.
See silverbranchgames.co.uk or Silverbranch for Jaws of Six Serpents. This is a sword and sorcery sort of game, and many others.
Awesome. And Jamie?
I do promise this game is fun. It's not all sadness, it's quite funny. I'm just an asshole. No.
You made it.
Leah, before you go, because I'm not playing tomorrow because I'm DMing with you,
Okay.
Did the note work?
We'll have a discussion about that.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, I'm leaning towards yes. How do you feel?
It's not my choice.
I'm leaning towards yes.
Cool.
And it's going to be mind splitting, and there's probably psychic damage involved. I'm leaning towards yes. Right. Last thing, please do give a round of applause, show your appreciation for these wonderful players on stage here.
Thank you, Leo.
For our stage manager and our musicians. Thank you very much. And we hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Bye.